Hey guys, today we are back, and in this video we are going to talk about MLB 16 The Show, and this is kind of going to be my wish list and my hopes for next year's game. And yeah, so I was going to do this a while ago, but I thought I'd wait till I got to play the game a little more and fully explore it and basically know everything I like and what I don't like about it. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so I guess we'll get right into it. I'm gonna start with gameplay, and in my opinion, MLB has the best gameplay relative to its sport out of any of the sports games around. Like, there's really no unrealistic plays that happen. I mean, there's a couple bugs every once in a while, but that's gonna happen. Like for example, if I'm playing my player in 2K, I see plenty of plays like shots that fall that would never fall in real life without an immense amount of luck. But yeah, so stuff like that. Like this game, it's the master of realism, pretty much. I mean, that's what they pride themselves on, is realism, and they can, because they are the most realistic sports game in my opinion. But yeah, I guess really the only thing I could do with gameplay is make it a little smoother and maybe add some animations, but other than that, it's a solid game as far as gameplay wise is. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about the things in gameplay that I would like to see, if that makes sense. But I guess I don't know where to start. I guess I'll start with injuries, because I can't tell you how many times I've line drived a pitcher to the head and he gets right back up and he plays fine. I rarely see injuries in this game, and that's something I think they need to add. Is more well, not more injuries, but make injuries more frequent and more realistic, because it's not realistic at all on that part. But yeah, so just make guys get injured. It should be an easy fix, but they haven't done it yet. So yeah, that's one thing they need to add. I'd like to see more arguments with umpires and stuff like that, because there's none. Like, I think the only time I can think of was back in MLB 10 when I was playing it on a PS2, and it was like human versus human, and they would argue, and that was the only time I can think of, and that was like one game. And like, that's part of baseball. Arguments and fighting are part of baseball, in my not to a hockey extent, but like, guys are gonna not like the calls and they're gonna argue about it. There needs to be more of that. That is part of the game of baseball, and that needs to be implemented into this game. Yeah, then, yeah, so they need to add that. That is just pretty much a necessity, in my opinion. I would, yeah, just make more arguments. And then, I guess, along with that kind of would be more intensity and more rivalries, almost like in franchise, really in anything. In any mode, I like to see more rivalries and intensity between two rival teams. Like, for example, Pirates and Reds. If I watch a Pirates versus Red game, I swear I will see at least one or two guys get hit. I will. Now, maybe not every game, but about 75% of the games, at least one guy gets hit intentionally, I would say. But yeah, that game, if I put the Pirates versus Reds in this game and I just let them go, I didn't play at all, I don't really think there would be much of a tension and rivalry going on in the game. Like, you wouldn't really get that feeling, which is something I would like to see added. But yeah, other than that, gameplay is great. It's outstanding. Really couldn't be much better. But yeah, so I'm trying to think what I want to talk about next. I guess I'll go into modes. I forgot to mention this might be a two-part video, because I am going to go into a little rant about basically the team at San Diego Studios and all that stuff. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about the home run derby. I'm going to go from the small and work my way up. But yeah, I like they added the bracket format, but they don't have the whole timer system, which I really hope they do add next year, because I think that would be really fun to play with an online home run derby and all that stuff. So just add that.
And that's by him. It's 0-1.
Community challenges, those are great. I really enjoy playing those, even though they have been used kind of as a glitch to get stubs, which I don't really find harm in. There's plenty other ways to get lots of stubs, and that's just one of them, and it does take time, so I don't really think there's harm in it. Let me think. I guess, you know, I'll talk about like the whole game system now. So stubs, I don't think you get enough. I don't think you get enough at all. 200 per 1 hour game. Like in Diamond Dynasty, I get 200 a game. I really don't think that's enough. That means I need to spend 5 hours to get one pack, which I'm going to get absolute crap out of. I think they need to increase that, or no, I'll talk about packs next, but they need to increase that. They really do, because you don't get much. I basically rely on getting subs from pulling golds and selling them, or doing the double play challenge while I'm watching a Pirates game or something, and then flipping cards, which flipping cards is a very smart way to do it. But yeah, so just increase the stub amount we pull in a game, or yeah, at least eventually increase it, because everyone got all these stacked teams, and then there's guys like me who have a good team, but I don't got a Mike Trout, I don't got Miggy, I got a couple diamonds, I'm not stacked yet. But yeah, so I guess the next thing I'll talk about is packs. It is way too much for what it is. 1,000 subs for a couple bronzes and a couple commons is not worth it in my opinion at all. I think they need to have a 500 stub pack and a 1,000 stub pack. The 500 should be what it is now. You don't need to increase, and then for the 1,000, you don't need to increase the chance of diamonds. That is fine. I understand diamonds are the most rare thing in the game, and I'm fine with saving up my stubs to buy them instead of pulling them all the time. But I think the chances of gold should be increased. In the 1,000 stub pack, get rid of commons and just guarantee bronze and up. Just do that. Like, increase the chances of golds, because nowadays in the marketplace they're not worth as much as they used to be. They don't need to add that at the beginning of the game, but once it gets around a couple months later, when golds are 1,000 subs, you can get, well, not all golds, but like you can get a Brian Dozier or a Brett Gardner, or at least you used to, for the same price as a pack. And they should have a system of that where you can get a 1,000 sub pack with a higher chance of getting golds and silvers. I really think they should have that. But yeah, the packs, the odds of getting anything good are just too low right now, in my opinion. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about franchise next. I guess it really, I haven't played a whole lot of it this year, honestly. I like what they did with the sponsorship thing. They really, I like franchise. I like it how it is. There isn't really much I would like to see added. Maybe better trade logic and stuff like that, but other than that, there's not much it really could do. I just like Diamond Dynasty or Road to the Show more than it, so I don't really play much of it. But that might not be the same for everyone else. I do like franchise how it is whenever I do play it. But yeah, so the next thing I'll talk about is Road to the Show. And Road to the Show and the community and Diamond Dynasty are going to be the biggest things I talk about in this video. But yeah, after Road to the Show, I think I'm going to end this video, and then I'll just make one about Diamond Dynasty and the community. Yeah, so pretty much Road to the Show, it's a great mode, great idea. I can't tell you how many hours I played, like, well, basically, I didn't get a PS3 till like 2013, and then I got a PS4 last February. So I was playing MLB 10 on the PSP, playing Road to the Show on that, while MLB 12 was out watching Anto the Boss, Sports Gaming Universe, Baked, and all those guys, and it was just a blast. Road to the Show was awesome, but it seems to be a dying mode now, almost. I mean, it's still fun to play with every once in a while, but there isn't that one thing about it that really grabs me. Because it's fun, but after a while it just gets kind of old because it's the same thing over and over. I would like to see a story. I guess I'll start with that. Now, I understand 162 game season, they don't need to go in depth, but, and I'm sorry if this is going to sound like 2K because of a lot of stuff I'm going to say for Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty is going to sound like 2K, because I believe as far as outside of gameplay, 2K has the better game. I really believe they do. But, yeah, so just add a little, like, one thing I thought of starting high school seasons, at least around my high school, are not long. They're like 20 games or something like that. So just have like a 20 game season in high school, maybe get invited to the showcase and then go through that, have some cutscenes, just make a story. It doesn't have to be more, it doesn't have to be long. I understand it's a long season, but just the main thing is give me more depth in my player, give him more personality, just a bunch of stuff like that. That's something I really believe that they need, is to make Road to the Show more in depth, give it more personality, give it a little bit of a story. I would absolutely love to see that. But I guess another thing in the mode is your contract. Right now, your money means absolutely nothing. It literally doesn't make any difference at all. I think you should be able to use it to maybe buy stubs, or if they do add a story, make you like manage it and use it for various things. But if they don't add that, I really think your money should be able to be used for stubs, training points, equipment, just stuff like that. I really think that's something they should add. But I guess another thing in the mode I'm trying to think of is I was gonna say something, but I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. Interviews. They need to have post-game interviews. Maybe not every game, but every couple games, or like maybe once or twice a week. Give a press conference after a game. That would add to the player personality, and that would be great. They need social media. 2K has had this, I don't know how long. I think it was 2K13. It would not be that hard to integrate. They need some form of social media or something like that. It lets you know how the fans view you and stuff like that. Like, give you a fan reputation, give you a league reputation, give more depth and personality to your player. That is something I really think that they need to put into Road to the Show. But yeah. So I forgot about this, but like 2K has my park where you go in and you play basketball in a park. I know you can't just go out there and freaking find a 300-foot field and get 3 guys to go freaking play there. I understand that, and I don't really like the idea of having a sandlot wiffle ball kind of thing. I think that'd be kind of dumb. But maybe home run derbies, online home run derbies with everyone, with other Road to the Show players online. Maybe put a couple other competitions in there, like maybe a throw home kind of thing, or just competitions with other Road to the Show players online is something I think would really add depth to it, and would make, well, not depth exactly, but it would give you a more variety of options to do in Road to the Show, and it would make it a little funner. But yeah, so that's really all I think. That's pretty much my thoughts on Road to the Show and a lot of the other stuff. I'm gonna end this video, and I will make a Diamond Dynasty and this might not make sense now, but like a community wishlist thing, because I don't really think Ramon Russell is doing a great job at being a community manager, honestly. I mean, I love the game, but yeah, I'll talk about that in the next video. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Tell me what you would like to see in MLB 16 The Show down in the comments. Also, if you have any suggestions for types of videos or stuff like that, feel free to leave a comment and tell me. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back in the next video.